Hey guys, this is me like 3 seconds after recording the last video. This one, the previous video is being uploaded as we speak right now. So yeah, I searched up Technoblade's channel because I wanted to find some ideas and I didn't find any ideas. So I'm just gonna be let's queue into a new game. I want to turn down the volume of this to like 10 so that I can put this back up. But I am going to talk about the various kinds the various kinds of fandoms that I'm in. What kind of fandoms am I up to? What am I joined? What have I joined? What am I joining? So very obviously, if you check like Schlorts and look at like my older content, you'll notice a lot of it is mainly madness, and then it started to die off, and then I started doing a lot more Roblox. I started off with Madness Combat, in the sound designing stuff. I was animating, but then I realized that holy fuck, animating sucks. And then I switched to sounds, and it was okay. Sound designing is like the same level of torture as animating, but instead of having to like create something from basically nothing, you have to base everything on like an existing piece already, which is a bit hard considering at the time most of the madness stuff that was on there, 99% of the animations were just kind of bad. And that's not to discredit like the animators, it's just that it's a little bit hard to add sounds to something when, you know, the guy's swinging a sword and all of a sudden he just has a fucking gun you got in like 3 frames and it starts shooting everyone. Like there's no like rhythm, because the sound that good sound is really just directly proportional to good animation. Like if the animation is really bad, then the sounds cannot save it. I'm terribly sorry to inform you. If you have anything like if you're in a very specific situation where hopefully the sounds fix the animation, I got bad news for you, bro. It's not gonna do anything. But if you do have something that like has decent animation in it, I forgot exactly what I did. I know I did the first ones I did were not uploaded, but let me, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to my channel. It's this one. This guy's animations were decent enough. I don't know how this got 7.7k views, by the way. It just kind of did. Okay, I died. But I don't know. Okay, the thing is, these still sometimes get views, but it's still kind of ass. I keep them on my channel just so people see like, oh, this guy's been doing this for a while. And then, you know, people could probably use it to like see how I grew, or see what not to do, because I didn't learn how to mix sounds until like 2024. I just kind of kept everything really loud, and if it was really loud, I would turn down the max volume of the each individual sound. But I didn't really play around with like EQ or any of those like wacky shenanigans, aside from like a few low pass filters. I do remember doing that. But like anything related to that, or like considering, oh, is there too much high frequencies to where your ears are gonna get blown up, or is there too much low frequencies where you can feel your whole body shake as like the guy like swings the sword or whatever? Yeah, it's a it's a weird balancing act. And it also depends on the animation style as well. Like if it's a smooth, fluid animation, it's a little bit harder to do. Actually, no. If it's smooth and fluid, where there's a good anticipation of moves, it is way easier to sound because then you can actually you have a good base. Oh my fucking god, I fucked it up. You can have a good base to work with. I'm gonna save all that for the actual sound design tutorial that I mentioned in the previous video. That's a little glimpse of like the content that I'm probably gonna put. Well, let's move on to the Undertale fandom because it's like next. My other sound stuff is Undertale. Okay, here's the thing about well, this goes for Deltarune as well, I guess. The Deltarune's the main star, but Undertale is kind of somehow still surviving off of like what the fuck was that guy's stack? Undertale is kind of surviving off Deltarune a little bit, but it's also surviving off of the many content creators that just kind of push the game into its limits and do shit with the game. Fun fact, I still haven't played Undertale Yellow yet. Even though the Undertale Yellow released like way back. But I still haven't played Undertale Yellow, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna get around to playing it like 2 years ago." When did Undertale Yellow release? Yeah, December. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get around to playing it," and I never got around to playing it. So I might do a funny moments or gameplay of Undertale Yellow. Actually, no, gameplay wouldn't even matter because the people, I know for a fact that everyone there is gonna be like, you missed this convo and you didn't do this right for this specific route that everyone considers as correct. So I'm just gonna do a funny moment and do the voices for all the characters. And then do the thingies, and then bada bing bada boom, that's my Undertale Yellow. Deltarune, I streamed chapter 3 and 4 of Deltarune on my other YouTube channel. Like a maximum of 3 people have watched it, I think. It might say like a little bit more than 3, but I can tell you nobody knows that I streamed it. And you can see my first, because I played it blind, like literally on release night, and like the following day after that is when I played Deltarune. But you can see my reactions to the getting the Shadow Mantle, which by the way, I got the Shadow Mantle and then I still got my ass whooped by the knight. So it didn't even fucking matter. So much for being the one armor to protect me. But yeah, if you're curious about my initial reactions to Deltarune chapter 3 and 4, you can check it out there. I did play it with a couple of my friends, so that's fun. I'm not sure if I played it. I don't know if I played a portion of it solo, but I know like by the mid area of chapter 4, the friend who's there, he just did not pay attention anymore, which, you know, fair, but it's a new Undertale game. How could I not pay attention? Instead of watching like, I don't know, Jacksepticeye play the entire game, I could actually play it myself. Because, you know, I have a fully functioning brain now compared to like 2016 where I was a little fetus child. So I can play games without copying. Actually, no, I'm kind of copying people. This kind of content is like a horrifying amalgamation of like every single YouTube content creator I've watched in the 2010, basically the entirety of the 2010s. How do I stack you goodly? That is how. But I don't know. My style of speaking or my English came from watching YouTube videos. Well, it primarily came from watching YouTube videos, and then I learned like the theoretical stuff, like the nouns and the verbs and whatever the fuck else, like adverbs in school. But actual application of the English language I learned through like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and Jay from the Cub Scouts, which is probably the reason why I swear so much. But you know, oopsie poopsies, I turned out pretty okay, so I think it's not all too bad. Undertale was one of the games of all time when I was growing up, because I wasn't as big into it compared to like Five Nights at Freddy's, but it was still kind of there. I don't really remember much other than the extremely outdated like Sans Comic TV or whatever the fuck they were called, comic dubs. Like the ones who go like, "Welcome to Undertale Comic TV," or whatever the guy said. And then it would always be about like some goofy comics at first, and then like at the 3-minute mark, it would suddenly transition to like what's the word, like an ongoing comic of like some artist where Sans and Papyrus are in a fucking lab and they're being tested by W.D. Gaster, and then I click on another one with like Frisk with fucking gigantic titties, and then it was just Fran's content. And so way to go, guys. I don't really like how well, looking at it in a retrospect, because obviously how is like a little tiny itty bitty kid supposed to understand that this kind of content is a bit weird and a bit creepy without like even learning how to. Actually, no, I wasn't that young. I'm kind of over exaggerating. People might think I'm like, what, born in 2018, but no, if I was born in 2018, I would not have this voice. Fuck you very much. So what I will say is that I think I was born at the literal perfect in between from like Gen Z. I'm like a late Gen Z, so I was born in the perfect in between before everything went to shit and everything was kinda okay in the internet. So I still got that human authentic experience, you know, no AI content. I didn't grow up with any of that. I grew up with purely dog shit human content instead of purely dog shit human and AI content, which is, I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. The fact that someone made it themselves, or they got like a robot to do it for them. I'm not gonna go into the ethics nor the deep discussions about this, because I'm here to talk about whatever the fuck comes into my mind while I play Tetrio. That's the Undertale fandom, I guess. I was a part of it. I mainly did the comic dubs and the Undertale TVs. I think the comic dubs are probably the reason why I can do voices. Actually, no. It was Jacksepticeye's playthrough of the game that's like the reason why I can do voices so well. I basically copied the way he spoke to most of the characters except for Sans. I made Sans. I just copied whatever the fuck the dub creators were voicing, or the voice used by the dub creators for Sans. So he kind of sounds like this. A little bit like Moist Critical, except not really. It's a bit kind of like Patrick Star, but also not really. It's kind of a weird mix. It's either Moist Critical or Patrick Star. It's like somewhere in the in between. But I usually tend to go Moist Critical accidentally. So that's quite unfortunate. The Deltarune fandom, I'll get back to that. I'm not as big into it. I mainly just play the games. I don't consume Deltarune content slop like I did with Undertale. But that's mainly because I think I at a certain age in my life I realized that, okay, if I'm gonna get into a fandom, I feel like I shouldn't repeat what I did in Undertale and consume literally everything. Well, not literally everything. I didn't really like PJ's Daycare, mainly because of the, no offense to the voice actor, but I really didn't like how the voices sounded like. I also was just I don't know, PJ's Daycare was just kind of unappealing to me, because like, it's just kind of, it's Sans in a daycare. Like, I want to see Sans beat the shit out of the human in the Judgment Hall with his bone powers and his gaster blasters, not take care of 80 children simulator. So that's the Undertale community. What else is there? Fucking just recently I wasn't really a big like anime guy growing up. I was mainly into the video game side. Like, the only anime things that I technically like consumed when I was like much younger was, I don't know, fucking anything that remotely resembled anime but in a game format. So like what, the Doki Doki Literature Club, I guess. I mean, that kind of counts. But the one of the main shows that I've gotten into lately as in like 3 months ago, or no, not 3 months ago, 5 months, 6 months ago, was like Jujutsu Kaisen. Mainly because it was so fucking, it's so fucking popular and it exploded that, like, you know, I just kinda had to check it out. I didn't really watch like the anime nor the manga, or nor read the manga at first. I just saw clips of like, did you know that Sukuna is actually the Heian form? Sukuna can actually beat I can't even think of a joke, because those had to, I haven't watched a single like slop JJK content short or reel or TikTok since a week. I'm S plus, fuck yeah. Oh my goodness. But it was mean like, why does Gojo have the 6 eyes, and how does it affect his infinity? Or like, why did Gojo not see Toji when he stabbed him in the back? And then they do like a 50-second long explanation of like, essentially what's like a 5-second clip, and they add all these like different artworks of the different like artists who made fan art of like Gojo and Toji and everyone else, and then it's like really bombastic editing with like blur and then fade in and then like zoom in, zoom out, and then it goes, and then like, and they always go at the very end, like they always love to loop their loops, or loop their like short form video. So you go, and this is why, and then the video repeats again, and it's like this is why Gojo got hit in the back with Toji and got back shots, some shit like that. Is the other video done? I feel like the other video is done uploading. I feel like I'm just gonna upload it right now. You're gonna see me live upload this shit. Holy shit. Wait, that's kind of meta. That's That's kind of crazy. You saw me live upload a rant video. I still don't know what to title these rant. I feel like I'm just not gonna add thumbnails to these videos. I think that adds to the experience. I did kind of forget I added a Squid Game GIF. At the very top. I think that's mainly for retention. Because I know that if there's not like a stimulating thing somewhere, no one's gonna care. I'm gonna add another one. I will add. What do I want to add? I will add a Ralsei Macarena because I talked about Deltarune. There we go. Okay, Ralsei Macarena's in the top now. So you can watch Ralsei hit the Macarena if you want. Anyways, can I join a fucking Tetrio, man? Oh my god, 2 minutes. This is like the world's longest queue. Jesus Christ, let me in. Alright, while I'm waiting, Jujutsu Kaisen? Oh yeah, and then I actually started watching the anime. Even though I kind of knew the story, or the major story beats, I didn't really know, like, the main, like, how the anime, like, those smaller details or the shit that wasn't included in the shorts. Like, I've been spoiled by the story by, like, 800 people now. I know that at the end of the Culling Games, Megumi's Megumi will live a happy life in Tokyo with his best buddy Yuji, and they will have a nice beach party in the middle of Hawaii, and they're gonna go, this truly was the jujutsu of our Kaizen, and then the story ends and everyone lived happily ever after. That was a subtle thing for if you care about spoilers, then get the fuck out. I'm not gonna put a timestamp, just leave the video. But yeah, to the people who don't care about that, Megumi gets his ass taken by Sukuna, and then Sukuna starts aura farming, like, yeah, I like this face much better. And then he goes like, wait, let me prep the Sukuna voice. How does he speak? He goes like, yes, no, fuck, I can't do it, because, like, I've been speaking like this normally for, like, the past 30 minutes? It's really hard to switch voices into, like, a more raspy voice if I've already been speaking for a little bit. Can I even do it? Hold on. Yes, but I sound like a fucking grandpa. I can't even do it anymore. I'm just gonna give up. Yo-imo! Fucking, what the fuck, man? I can't do this shit no more. I should put, like, a Roblox Jujutsu game. I should put, like, Jujutsu shenanigans next time I, like, hop on this instead of Tetrio. I feel like people are gonna get bored of Tetrio. And then I can attract a new audience to the ranting style of videos. Then a newer and quite possibly dumber audience to the rant videos. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, JJK fans can't read, so, you know, I do. It is justified for me to call them dumb. But top 3 JJK characters for me, personally, I'll rank Choso at the top, and Sukuna at a close second, and Megumi at a third. The reason why Megumi is at a third is because I don't want to be piled up against those people who would put their Megumi stocks in or some shit like that. I saw what happened in Modulo. It was really tragic, but unfortunately for everyone else, I kind of knew that Megumi is a bum, always a bum. You know, that's just how it is. Like, he's so me for real, and that's why he's number 3. Those are top 3. You might be wondering why Gojo isn't there. That's because that guy isn't on a different league. He's just Yeah, these are my these are my top 3 characters, with the sole exception of Satoru Gojo. Like, fuck out of here, dude. Gojo is just honorable mention. If you mention him, I'll be like, yeah, he's kind of cool, I guess. But like, everyone fucks with Gojo, so like, it's not really an opinion. It's more of like a social norm. Like, if you don't fuck with Gojo, you must be like, or if you don't understand his character, I can understand if you don't fuck with him, if you're like, I don't know, a Sukuna Glazer, but if you don't understand his character, then I get the fuck out, because you have like a heavenly restriction where you have gain the ability to consume content at triple the rate in exchange for your reading comprehension. So unfortunately, that's a pretty bad heavenly restriction, if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen. It's a cool manga, I guess. I mean, not a cool manga. Cool anime, cool manga. The sequel just ended. I'm gonna talk about the fucking ending to the sequel. Tell me why, like, the entirety. I get that it was rushed and it wasn't meant to be like a full sequel, but like, they were building up to something so cool. I thought we were gonna get like a Yuji versus Mahoraga fight. Like, that would have been so fucking sick to see. Because I understand that, like, you know, it doesn't matter, or whatever the fuck Yuji said. Like, it's not in his place to deal with this kind of stuff anymore. It's the newer generation and the newer guys. But like, I wanted to see Yuji with all his new powers genuinely throw hands, because all we got was like tiny little sneak peeks of tiny little triples, tiny little water droplets of his new powers. Like, he can do piercing blood, that's just really OP. And then a dismantle that, like, basically you can kill like an entire village with a dismantle. And then you can, and then Mr. Yuji puts off his hood, and then he looks like he's like 20 something still. Which I low-key feel bad for that guy, because I would be depressed as well if, like, all my friends just started dying one by one as old age, and I'm still here in my prime. Like, what the fuck do I do, man? Like, it just ain't the same anymore, because people, like, you can try to integrate into society again, but like, at some point, you just gotta die at some point. I wonder if Yuji will commit suicide at the next Jujutsu Kaisen prequel, probably named like Jujutsu. Not even Jujutsu. They got rid of that shit. It's some fucking I don't know. What are they? I have a feeling that's just the end of the IP at that point. Which, honestly, you know what? Fair enough. I mean, the series is done, and the characters are dead, and most of the characters are dead, and you know, the only thing that's gonna keep the fandom alive is the anime, and when the anime is over, probably like fan fictions. But that's pretty much it for Jujutsu Kaisen. What else? Fandom. Oh shit. This is not looking good. Mahoraga, save me, Mahoraga, fuck! Okay, well, let's go to Has-Been Hotel. I'm gonna be totally honest, the only reason why I watch Has-Been Hotel is mainly because of the songs. Like, they're decent songs, I will admit. They're well made, and they're very decent songs. It's just that, like, in the context of the show, or the show itself, it's kind of like the fast food of watching TV shows. Like, there's so many better options out there, but I still watch it because it's, number one, it's shit. And I love seeing shitty things, especially when I watch it with my friends. I love, like, dogging on like dog shit like TV shows and movies. One of my favorite hobbies, pastimes. But not only that, it's just that like if I give the show like a semblance of critical thought, I feel like I might go insane because even watching like I forgot season 1 entirely. Okay, I don't even know what happened in that season anymore. But season 2, like the only like cool thing was I guess Vox, but that's because of the way his character was portrayed. The way that he got his all his feats, the fact that he had to rely on like everyone else and he credits himself, that's a pretty interesting quality. He kind of resembles the pride of hell, and I think most of the songs that he was in was pretty cool, and I like Vox. I don't like Charlie. I think throughout the one of my other friends can attend to this or vouch for this, but Charlie was just kind of shoehorned into being like the dumbass of the season, which is really weird. It's a weird role to make your main character and your main lead be a dumbass. Like not on terms of like, oh, they're a dumbass, but like it makes sense. They're a dumbass that doesn't make sense, because you know that like, oh, heaven and Serpentius is in heaven, and Charlie got the news that Serpentius is in heaven, and she's like, holy fucking shit, the plan works, guys, the plan works. So instead of like, you know, like trying to find ways to, hey, I want to go see Pentius, she immediately goes, all right, let's tell the whole world with fucking zero evidence for Pentius' existence, and you know, let's just hope that the angel that came by, I forgot her name, it was like Emily or something, let's hope that if Emily comes by again, which she doesn't for like another, what, 6 episodes or something, if she comes by, I'll be waving some night glow sticks like I'm in a fucking VTuber Vocaloid concert, and I'm gonna be really excited, and I pray and I plead for a semblance of proof that Serpentius is up there, other than the fact that an angel said so. So well, that's only one of the instances where Charlie was a complete fucking moron. There's a lot more, but I don't remember them because I'm not gonna lie, the show was, aside from Vox, the rest of the cast, actually no, maybe Alistair, but Alistair is also kind of wasted potential. He's like, he's there, but at the same time, he's also not, so it doesn't really add anything. So aside from Vox and Alistair, I mean, they're kind of like the gay couple that can't get over each other. Aside from that, I mean, the show's kind of mid. I will say though, I highly recommend watching, if you know, actually wait, there might be some like true Has-Been Hotel fans, because I did make that cover, and I did say the songs were good. I just didn't like the story. Will I make another Has-Been cover? Probably not, cause I mean, I did say 3 quadrillion likes. I think let me check the progress for the video. Holy fuck, where's my channel? There it is. Can I just let me prep something here real quick, so that I don't get my ass handed to me. I'll just do that. How many likes am I at? I am at 5 likes, which is around... we're getting there. Slowly but surely, the quadrillions are in reach. Maybe in 3 lifetimes. But, well, I'll get there eventually. And even if I do cover another song, it's just that, like, I'm competing in terms of view count, because in reality, that's what I mainly want, is people to see what the fuck I'm posting about. And then when people see, like, oh, this is what this guy posts about, that's when I have, like, free will to post whatever the fuck I want. Like, I need to form, like, a basis, like, a following before I actually do what I want. Which is harder said than done, or easier said than done. The opposite way around. Cause, dude, I don't know how people just get lucky and all of a sudden, like, the algorithm just blesses them. I'm hoping one of these videos does land me like a couple more 100 views. I don't want anything too large scale. I think if it's anything too large scale, I might like die. Jesus Christ. But I genuinely just might die. Not because of, like, the numbers. But because, oh my god, I won't live up to this number ever again. And people are probably just gonna know me for the guy who made X. Or the guy... fuck you, Elon Musk, for making, Twitter X. Now I can't... the guy who made Y. Or some shit, like the variable, not the Twitter, the fuck's sake, dude. Okay, I'm just gonna say A and B, apples and fruits and bananas. You ever learned that? Is how you guys learned algebra as a kid? You learned your, like, fruits and bananas and oranges and apples. You're like, if I have 8 oranges and I want to put them in a basket of apples, or 8 apples, how many apples and oranges do I have? And you're like, oh, well, 8 apples, 8 orange, you might have, like, why am I lagging? Stop. You might have, 18 fruits. I think, you know what? Never mind. That's too much nerd shit. I'll save it for another discussion. I'm here to talk about, like, fandoms. I'm going on, like, 8 different side roads right now. I don't even know where we are. I, like, took a detour and I took a right turn, when I was supposed to take a left turn, and now I'm in the middle of the fucking woods, not knowing where I am. And Tetrio is my GPS right now, and it's not a very effective GPS, but it's better than nothing. This is a horrible stack. Oh my fucking god. I might be cooked. Never mind. Never mind. All is not well. I lied. Wait, that was the final round? Oh shit. Okay, well, that was like 40 minutes. I don't know how many games I played. Am I gonna get D-ranked again? Oh no, I got D-ranked! Fuck! Okay, oh well. Anyways, that was the video. If you want to add me on Tetris, here you go. I'm not gonna accept your friend request, but you can certainly try. And see you later. Goodbye.